Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. We've got a box from PGX. Well, we better take a look. All right, so we got a box here from PGX Comics. So I haven't done a PGX unboxing or sent anything to PGX in over a year, since this November of 2020. Yeah, November 2020 was the last box I sent. And then since then, they've added PGX East, which is another subsidiary company that is run by a gentleman named by the name of Rob Pillsbury. And Rob Pillsbury used to be a grader over at CGC, came over to PGX, and is now running that side. So, anyways, I decided I'd sent off some original art, which I did have them do back in when they first got done, because they were one of the first people that could do this, where they would take original art and they would go ahead and put it in the inner well and label it and validate the signature and everything else on there that it was legit. Um, but I hadn't done any books with them because one, I had a few issues with PGX West, not a major ones, but just kind of was looking to make some changes. And PGX East, I'd never sent any books because initially they were doing this thing with 9.8 Wednesdays where they were selling books that they were grading, and since then they've stopped doing that and are only doing grading and stuff. So my problem with all that is gone, and I decided, hey, let me cycle back. I was trying to set up an interview with Rob Pillsbury, and hopefully we're going to have that set up in the future. But in the meantime, I thought it was time that I give them a try. Let's try the East and see what they're all about. Now, PGX East does some different services. It's a different website, so it's pgxcomicseast.com, and they have they don't grade old books. They're pretty much doing modern books, 1976 and newer, but they do them with a 12-day business turnaround for $20. So it's really fast and reasonably priced. They also do in-house pressing, and the books that I sent, I chose 5 books that I gave to them, and I had them set up as pre-screen for grade at 9.6 and pre-screen for press. So let's take a look and see what we got. Now, they've managed to get 5 books back to me in a single medium flat rate box. Only 4 of them are slabbed. So we had a reject in there. I know from my billing, I knew that from my billing statement actually. And I also know from my billing that none of them were pressed. So, a bunch of packing paper inside this box. We'll take a look here. So yeah, the nice thing about the one nice thing I really liked about PGX is from a pre-screen for press, and that's where you send a book in and you say, hey, would you look at it? Tell me if it needs to be pressed. If it does, press it. If not, don't. Well, CBCS does this, but they charge you for each book that doesn't get pressed. And in the case of PGX, however, they don't charge you. So if a book doesn't get pressed, they don't charge you for just looking at it, which is kind of nice. All right. So I got back, this is just some cardboard. They sent back my empty bags and boards that I sent the books in. In today's day and age of bags and boards being a premium, that's kind of nice. I don't know if they're going to do that all the time, but they did. And then it had, this one had a COA on it for one of the books that got sent in. And then this is my book that didn't pass. What was kind of nice is I, I got an email back saying that the book didn't pass and verifying that I wanted it sent back um, just the way it is and not and it gave me what they thought the grade might be and suggested that it was possible if I wanted to gave me the opportunity to have it graded anyways if I wanted to. Now this book was really disappointing. That's my again, this is where I didn't take the time to look at this. As a matter of fact, I never took this book out of the bag and board. This is a book I got from the Comic Mint at C2E2. So, and that is, it's a Venom issue 1. It was an exclusive variant there. I never took it. I've looked at the front cover. The front cover looked pretty decent, pretty good, and I sent it off. I mean, should have been great, right? Well, apparently, according to them, when they took a look at it, they said, "Hey, this book's like going to be a 9.2, maybe a 9.0." And I was like, "Wow, that's a big hit." And according to them, there was some color rub, but there was also tears. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm scrutinizing this book right now, and I'm thinking this is at least a 9.6 book. He says that this is a 9.2 trending down to a 9.0. Crazy. All right, well, so that there you guys go, man. I think that right off that bat, that tells me somebody's seriously scrutinizing this and doing some serious watching on these books. Not what people seem to think, where it's just an easy 9.8 sending your books to PGX. All right, so let's take a look here what we got. This first book up. All right, so we have The Batman Who Laughs, #1. It is the Alex Ross homage. Look how, oh man, that just pops. So it says here on here, COA states number 898 out of 1500. So they took the information off the COA and they incorporated it in here. And then we have the interesting though that we have they moved the information over to this side of the who did the work, and over here we've got the information that's unique about the book. Now I see, so the slab, you can see here we have some minor damage to the slab. The book, every time I look at it, it looks like it's slightly off kilter. But I know from PGX in the past, their solution was just tap on it like that. But then again, CGC does that too. All right, so yeah, I'm kind of, so we can see you got some stuff up here on this corner, but that's a bindery issue, and even CGC has said that a normal bindery issue somewhere on like that, if it's prevalent on most of the books, it's not going to ding it. It'll prevent it from getting a 9.9 or a 10, but it's not going to prevent it from being a 9.8. So overall, okay, this book looks good in here. This is So this has still got these are the same slabs that PGX West is using. And what this is much better than the ones I saw a year ago, and we'll see how the rest of these are. So they have this rough spot on the middle of one side of books, and this is obviously where this is from their machining or their tooling that forms these plastic in their mold, and then they kind of file them down. And this is pretty smooth compared to some of the other ones I've had in the past, but it's just a little unsightly. It's not a major issue. The slab is definitely more solid than I remember. I mean, it's still not, don't get me wrong, it's no CBCS slab. It's not even a CGC slab as far as solid goes. It's definitely connected to 4 points, and this is how they design it. They've said they connect them with the 4 points, and they're designed to have, they have a little, people complain in the past that you can kind of like split the slab. Oh, look at that. Actually, that corner is completely undone. So that's not cool. So this slab's got, this corner here is open, and we've got this damage over here. But in theory, what's supposed to happen is that there's a little bit of flex in there, and that's designed to keep the book from having Newton rings. And then, all right. So let's take out the next one. Let's take the next book out and see what we got. Okay. So here we have Venom issue 1. This is a special variant. This is the Art Germ Collectibles Kunkka cover. Now this is what's interesting is there was a COA for this one too, but we didn't put the COA information on it. So this was maybe because it wasn't numbered. I don't think it's just said limited print run of 1,000 is what the COA said. So we didn't put that information on here, but they're not required to. So if I'm being nitpicky, and I tend to be sometimes, what always confuses me, and is still here on these slabs, is when you're looking at the book, and I said before, it kind of looks a little bit off kilter, and it might not be. The book can be perfectly straight, but the seam lines on their seal doesn't necessarily run parallel to the book. It's slightly closer up here than it is down here, and because that line is at an angle, it gives the illusion that the book is. This label is falling back inside here. It's not staying up front, which is interesting because that label, I've cracked a few PGXs in the past. That label is sealed in the bag or the inner well with the book, and that's actually a good thing. If you saw my book the other day that I got, the Avengers Annual from CGC, where that clamshell wasn't shut at all. The book was completely open, and that label was loose from the book. So I could swap any book out. It wouldn't have mattered. With PGX, because they put that label there, sealed in that well there, you can't just as easily swap out a label or something. Okay, so this one here too, this pin is broken in this bottom corner. I can see there's no pin here, and this bottom corner is open on this book. So that's 2 so far that have rework issues. All right. Okay, kind of nice. Put some cardboard here to help try to protect the book. All right, and put 2 of them together inside one bubble wrap mailer or envelope. All right. Next up, we have Batman 118. This again is a C2E2 exclusive variant. We have this is Comic Mint variant. It was a C2E2 exclusive. So I can't. So there is, you can see here these white spots here. That's not on the outside of the shell. So either this, those ones are. So either this is damage to the book that was missed, or something got sealed in there on that black, all black cover, um, that now just stands out like a sore thumb. Um, yeah. Good news on this one though, the shell is all intact. None of the corners are loose. None of it's cracked or anything. So this one here is solid, and good to go. Just that issue in the back. And again, it's just every one of these. This corner of the label is falling back in there. It looks really kind of weird. All right, last book. This one did not come back in 9.8. This came back in 9.6. This is this is the Joker #1. This is a Neil Adams exclusive variant. Well, it says State of Comics Collectibles exclusive. Is a Neil Adams cover, obviously homaging his own work, homaging Batman 251. So I'm looking at this book here. This one looks, I don't see any issues with the slab, so that's good. I don't see, anything caught inside there. Everything seems to be on the outside. It just wipes off. The corners are good on the slab. There's no damage. Alright, so this one's definitely good to go. So we got this one that's good to go. Again, that label is, the label actually looks good in this one. We don't have the falling back label, so there we go. This one just has that issue with that big white spot on the back that looks like it's on the it looks like it's on the book, but it could be just something sealed in there. And then we have the other two there, where we have one that has a crack and a broken corner, and one that's just a broken corner. So I'll have to reach out to Rob and see how he wants to go about fixing those, or if he's going to fix those. We'll see. All right, comic friends and fiends, it's time for me to break in now. You've seen the bad. So here's what happened. I reached out to PGX East and let them know about the issues that I had. And they immediately responded. Well, I should say, they responded within one business day. And they reached out and said absolutely they wanted to go ahead and take a look at it, see if they could make it right. They offered to pay for shipping back to them. So they didn't issue a return shipping label. Instead, I had to pay for shipping, and then they reimbursed me for the shipping. It doesn't matter. Net thing is, it didn't cost me anything for shipping back to them, and then they fixed the problem and get it back. So here's the package shipped back to me. Did the package and I had sent to them. So we're going to take a look and see how the two books that went back, that had the broken pins, such, came back here to us. As I crack open this thing. Yep. So this is how I sent it to them, as I used a CGC box and bubble wrap, and they added additional packing paper. They taped up the bubble wrap. And then they added additional little bubble mailer that they put the two slabs inside, or put each one inside its own bubble mailer, I should say. Nice. So that was a nice little extra packing they sent. All right, and so first one up here. This is our Batman Who Laughs, the 9.8. The this was the Jacques variant, the homage to, of course, Alex Ross there, and yeah, it's solid. The repaired perfectly fine. Books in there straight. Label's good. All right, so there we go. As I try to get it without the glare, daytime glare, whatever. Anyways, so that's good. And the last one, the other one, this is our Alex Ross, or Art Germ. I'm sorry, not Alex Ross. Our Art Germ company, collectibles company. This was actually a Kunkka cover. There we go. This was a Virgin cover, White Pages 9.8, Venom #1, and again, everything's solid. I'll tell you, actually, to be honest with you, I don't know if they added a little extra glue or something to it, or if this is what their slabs are supposed to be like. These two are the most solid, best slabs I've gotten from PGX. I mean, yeah, you can. I can feel like if you still sit there and you wanted to, you could work in through the edge here. But again, that's their outgassing system, whatever they use. But I mean, these are solid. They feel really good. Yeah, I mean, this book's a little bit. This book here is not sitting in here inside of here perfectly straight. I can see down here. You can see it's pretty close there versus up here. You can see the difference. But again, oops, too much. And this is kind of the only potential knock is the way it says. Okay, now that's good. That's pretty center. That's how you fix it. The book can shift, and you just have to kind of bang it. But that's always been a PGX thing. Neither here nor there. And that has to do with, again, everything is inside this sealed inner well, and then the plastic case clamps around it. If you've never had a PGX slab, you've never opened one up or cracked one out, I'll give PGX a world of credit on this. So this label is sealed with the comic itself. So if you remove the clamshell, the comic and the label are still sealed together. Unlike that CGC I had a while back, if you've seen my video, my unboxing with the Avengers Annual, where that clamshell case wasn't sealed, where the label was completely separate and independent, could have been swapped out, no problem. So anyways, very solid job. Good job on these. If every PGX case I had gotten felt like this, and if this is how they're going to continue to feel, I could see them making a good challenge if they can, there's a lot of people understand that a lot of the noise out there is noise. You got to take them for what they are today. Everything else, this is a solid case. I'm very happy. Good job, guys. All right, so there you go, guys. Again, we had some issues. We contacted the company. Within one business day, they took care of the issue. They took care of shipping both ways. They reholdered books, and the books are reholdered solid. So we're good. That's our first attempt using PGX again in over a year, guys. You might try them out for yourselves. Like I said, it's not too expensive and very quick turnaround times. Then again, if you don't want to, I understand that too. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, collect what you want. Don't listen to me or anybody else, because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.